So, I hear you're running for president in 2016.
You know, I'm going to decide when it feels right for me to decide.
Between me and you, Hill, is that really believable when your super PAC has been handing out Ready for Hillary bumper stickers like Congress hands out contracts to lobbyists?
No.
I didn't think so. But anyway, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule to answer some questions from a young woman like myself.
Well, thank you.
Let's get started. Aside from the fact that you're married to a celebrity ex-president, would you say that you're banking on winning in 2016 just because women will vote for you since you have two X chromosomes?
I'm not positive about that, but that's probably likely.
So you don't think it'll bother them that when you were a lawyer back in Arkansas, you had the charges of a child rapist reduced on a technicality and then laughed about it?
You got to compromise if you're going to make progress.
So in addition to child rape, you view progress to be, I don't know, compromising the right to privacy of women and others by spying on their personal correspondence? Doing so even as you insist on granting yourself a shield from scrutiny?
We want to be able, with Google's help and others, to get the best data possible.
But what do you say to the fact that such spying has failed to foil a single terrorist plot and a majority of citizens are concerned about these policies?
Don't let yourself get pulled down by other people's opinions.
Even the opinions of the electorate.
Great and complicated question.
It was rhetorical. I know you don't care about their opinions. So let's talk about some of yours. You hate guns, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And why is that?
We cannot let a minority of people hold a viewpoint that terrorizes the majority of people.
But that's exactly what governments, a minority, have done to populations with guns since firearms were invented, using them to cower people into submission. By your logic, shouldn't you be against government, Mrs. Clinton?
This is an absurd argument.
Care to explain why you and your cohorts feel that way?
They are reacting on a kind of visceral, stereotypical basis.
Typical liberal.
We make hard choices and we balance competing values all the time.
Haha, right, like your book, Hard Choices, that you've been plugging in all of your interviews.
Right.
But rhetoric aside, you spent your 2008 presidential campaign decrying war and foreign interventionism, and I was with you, girl. But you, anti-war liberals, and Obama abandoned your values as soon as he took office.
If you're going to stay fixated on things like talking points, you're missing the larger picture.
That's not a talking point, Hillary. It is the larger picture. You decried war, then pushed for Obama's disastrous drone bombs in Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, and elsewhere that kill civilians 98% of the time, sowing resentment and creating terrorists like the ones who flocked to Iraq after the 2003 invasion. You condemn tyrants in some places, calling for bombs and war, yet you turn a blind eye to injustice committed by your allies. You've proven you don't care about freedom or humanity, but that you're far more concerned with your own war profiteering and megalomaniacal global power plays.
We send Americans into perilous, dangerous places all the time.
And?
That's who we are. That's in our DNA.
I don't know about you, Hillary, but my DNA is human. But let's assume that America does have DNA and that it continually expresses war. Why did Thomas Jefferson say that the spirit of this country is totally adverse to a large military force? And how have you gotten away with lying so repeatedly?
I've had to really learn.
So what you're saying is that you're far more focused on scheming and manipulating the people to serve your own interests than you are with actually representing them.
I'm shocked that policy and politics are at work in Washington.
Well, Hillary, with people like you in power, I'm not surprised at all. But now I'd like to tell you why I'm ready for you in 2016. And it's because you represent everything that is broken about the system. You and members of both parties bask in supreme wealth while pretending to care about the common man. But you exploit us to fund your elitism and the intrusions of freedom you can agree upon, violations of privacy, endless taxation, corporatism, and perpetual violence. But I have faith that if you're elected in 2016, Hillary, Americans, so many of whom despise you, will finally start to realize the true nature of the one-party system and rise from their apathy against it. As the saying goes, it's not left versus right, it's the state versus us. And now, Hillary, I have one last question for you. You've said,
are you making progress or not? And if you're not, then we're not going to keep doing what doesn't work.
so are you making progress?
Hard choices.
Hard choices.
Hard choice.
Uh-huh.
As I write in my book, hard choice.
Excuse me.
Hard choices.
Hard choices.
Hillary,
Hard choices.
there's a glitch in the machine. So, Hillary, to what do you really owe your power and influence?
There's such a thing called the marital privilege.